Alderman Montoya.
Here.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Here.
Alderman Fairwell. Alderman McGee. Alderman Carr.
Here.
Alderman Roll. There are 4 present, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll continue on and then possibly take a break if we need the 5th vote. So I need a motion for approve the minutes for the March 10th, 2026 public hearing. Is there a motion? Motion Alderman Montoya, second Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
Did you vote?
No, you need 4.
Okay.
All right, motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the minutes for March 19th, 2026 with special city council meeting. Is there a motion? Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
4 ayes, Your Honor.
What I'm gonna do, because I'm still waiting for one alderman, we're gonna jump down to new business, number 7. We'll do the resolution honoring Marian J. Decker. Whereas the city of Blue Island proudly recognizes. Okay. All right.
Need help. Got it. Thank you. We face you, we face them.
Right there's fine. Wherever you want to face.
Right there's perfect.
Yes, we're facing me. Okay, thanks, good.
Whereas the city of Blue Island proudly recognizes Marian J. Decker, born January 18th, 1933, a nearly lifelong resident whose family has made Blue Island their home since she's been 2 years old. And whereas Marian was a member of the first graduating class, Blue Island Community High School, to graduate from the current campus in 1951, beginning a lifetime defined by community pride and involvement. And whereas on April 22nd, 1983, she married Roger Decker, and together they built not only a family, raising sons Gary, Dick, and Jim, all lifelong Blue Island residents, but also a lasting legacy that now includes 5 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. And whereas Marian and Roger founded Southside Trenching and Excavating in 1955, a proud Blue Island business that served the community for more than 50 years, reflecting their deep commitment to local enterprise and hometown values. And whereas Marian designed and helped build her family home in Blue Island, further demonstrating her enduring investment in the community she loves. And whereas throughout her life, she has exemplified service and leadership by founding the Untouchables Mothers Club and cheerleading program, serving as president of the Blue Island Evening Women's Club and the PTA, volunteering as a Cub Scout den mother and room mother, and contributing to the Blue Island Bicentennial Committee. And whereas she passionately advocated for special needs students to remain in school until the age 22, leaving a lasting impact on families and educational opportunity to the community. And whereas Marian's civic engagement, including running for Blue Island City Clerk, writing and designing for the Blue Island Forum newspaper, and actively participating in the civic life of her hometown. And whereas Marian J. Decker's life reflects the spirit of service, family, leadership, and civic pride that defines the city of Blue Island. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the mayor and city council of the city of Blue Island do hereby honor and celebrate Marian J. Decker for her lifetime of dedication and contributions to this community, and extend their sincere gratitude for the lasting legacy she has created for generations of Blue Islanders. Presented this 14th of April with the appreciation and admiration of a grateful community, signed Prepolato Mayor, City Clerk Rand Cantozona. Do I need a motion to put in the record? Motion by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Rutherford. All in favor, say aye. Unanimous in the record. I'd like to come present this down here, and I'm sure we can take some pictures.
Want to say anything? Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's really, really, I love this town, as you can tell. So thank you so much.
Everybody else come down.
Everybody on me? Yeah, there we go.
All righty.
All right.
Looking good. Your family picture.
Yes.
She'll want you in there. She'll want you. Want me, Mark? Yeah. Do you want me to take? No. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay.
Give them a statement. Same thing.
No, you're
You're totally on.
Laura, you.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll forget.
Everybody on me? Can't see me, the camera can't see you. Cheese. There we go. All right, everybody, 1, 2, and 3. Cheese. More cheese. I think we're good.
We'll take a short recess.
Oh,
We'll take a short recess in case, Ms. Decker's family wants to leave. Otherwise, you're free to stay and watch a boring meeting.
Everybody.
Share the
you gotta.
Yeah, we don't wanna watch it for it.
Hey, what do we gotta go with this?
They're all stuck. Laura, it's yours. Yep. Okay.
All right, we'll keep moving.
To add, Alderman McGee entered at 7:03.
All right, back on up to public comment. As a reminder, the public comment period is not a time for dialogue. The purpose of the public comment period is for the mayor and aldermen of the city to receive input from their community. It is in fact a one-way communication to the city council. The city's administration and department heads are available for discussions after the meeting. Is there any public comment?
All right, good evening, Mayor Bellato, and also to our aldermen. Ollie Clements from Mission Covenant Church. On this weekend, we are hosting a community prayer, which is a prayer, inspiration, and wellness, mental wellness platform. It's like 2 hours. Sunday, the 19th of April, 2026, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Our location is Mission Covenant Church, 2501 Collins Street. Please join us for an afternoon of prayer, inspiration, and information. It's going to be hosted by Ms. Lenise Flagg, our mental wellness specialist, William Mack, inspirational words from Bishop L. Davis, and it's going to be held with our dear Pastor Lloyd Kohler in attendance as well. So I hope that you have a chance to come out and join us, and you're certainly welcome. I want to say thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mayor. Hello, Attorney Blake. Hello, Clerk. Hello, Treasurer. Hello, Mr. Hogan. And the other aldermen. I want to make sure I personally address you guys today. Hello, it's good to see everybody. My name is Joseph Cervantes. Again, I'm a resident at Forest View Mobile Home Park, and I'm also the interim secretary for our residence council there. So I have a few things I want to say real quick. Okay, so tonight I'm here to remind the city that we, the residents, still seek proper partnership and representation in the serious issues that are happening at the park. Let me take you back to a time when I decided to take a chance and attend a scheduled court date in Chancery Court for the case between Blue Island and Stephen Ducat and Forest View Inc. At the end, I politely asked the judge if I could make a statement on behalf of our residents. After waiting until Judge Riley cases were heard, she allowed me to speak. I asked if we could have a say or voice in what's happening there at the park, and that their decisions be made without any input from us. Basically, my takeaway from that moment was that Judge Riley told both parties that the residents should be included as party to the case going forward. We were looking forward to having the city be a partner in all this, or us having more of a say in what was happening with decisions that were being made. And I was, but after that, this is no fault to Attorney Erin Blake, but she took a sudden leave of absence after that, and everything got lost in the matrix, so it never manifested. Things got crazy. We're here today. So let's fast forward to today. We still seek the city to consider all the factors that are at play here. Help us fight against the slumlord. When I say slumlord, this is the poster child for slumlord, okay? I'm sure you guys know this already. He has a history of being negligent, and the abuse also and criminal activity that comes from when you are an asset owner and you hire somebody to represent your company or your asset. You would hope that you have a management company that is doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we didn't. We have criminal activity and fraud that's been going on for a long time. So it's it's a fantasy to expect anything from Stephen Ducat. We're dealing with people who are incompetent. So I don't know why we put responsibilities on them, basically. So we could use legal pressure and be in your guys' official capacities to get them to do what they're supposed to do. I know this is a public comment section of the meeting tonight, but I do have a few questions that deserve to be on the record. These are real questions that I hope these are real questions that deserve real comprehensive answers. So I would like to work together to get them answered. They're in no particular order. Let me just start. Why did the city allow the water bill to go unpaid for 2 years when any other business or resident with unpaid water bills basically can get their service shut off after 10 days? Next question, why did the city allow a special use permit to go unchecked when a sale of a property is being conducted? Whose responsibility is it to make sure that permits are reviewed and approved after each transfer or sale of a property? Next question, who's responsible for compensating the residents of Forest View whose homes have been valued and appraised at $25,000 to $80,000 if it wasn't a comparable park? I'll use Marian Park as an example. They have a lovely little community over there on 119. If our homes were there, they'd be worth way more money than basically $0. I have a resident here, Mr. Moreno, who's just had his property appraised at $30,000. We're not getting anywhere. We're getting $2,000 or $3,000 offers on the table. Who is responsible for that? Why does the city want to close a community and turn it into a semi-truck parking lot after it's been a community for 50 years? Why is there a viable offer on the table from Dr. Van's group to purchase the park and immediately fix all the concerns, turn things around and turn the park into a successful example of how you turn distressed properties into livable communities that everybody wants to live in? Why has he spent resources on obtaining a 154-page environmental report and other due diligence on the park, only for the owners of the park to not submit a letter of intent to sell? From what I understand, it's the owners that have to submit a letter of intent to sell, not the buyer that wants to submit an intent to buy. Why has he not done that yet? After saying here that he supported the park remaining open, but that they must listen to the city and its demands. Why is Stephen Ducat and AW Green Management winning right now? They are the majority faulters here. Who buys something and leaves it in charge to, I already said this, but to basically criminal and to unlawful bad actors, basically. Okay, so I'm gonna go freestyle on this, then I have time to finish, but hopefully I didn't go over my time yet. I know we don't need a lesson in civics or society, but I look at life and how we conduct society in three parts. It's a trinity. We got the people, okay, then we got the government here, and then we have the capitalists or the money or the business owners here. So it's a trinity. And usually when the people, when one of these are out of whack, the other two can sort of fix it and it all works out. There's a peaceful blend and it usually manifests, it usually works out. But when two of those factors are not working, then there's a break of the system, okay? I believe this trinity, we have you guys, the government, the people that were put in place for the laws and the politics and the rules to protect the people. I have a community of people, of residents, we're the power of the people. You know, we're the people that you guys are there to help. And then we have the economics part. And the part that's not working is the owners, the money, the ownership. And what we hope for is, like I said, partnership. If we can get this, the government and us to fix this, work better, so that way we don't have to suffer or leave Blue Island. As it stands right now, you guys, we can't afford to stay in Blue Island. I think there's maybe 2% of residents that are going to be staying here. In 3 months, we have plans to move to Harvey. And after working so hard to get to where we're at right now, I was really looking forward to staying in Blue Island and doing what I could to make the city better. And I grew up here. I went to school here, I lived my whole life here. And now to be priced out in Harvey, it's a difficult defeat and a hard pill to chew. So that's my comments and questions. Thank you guys for letting me speak. I look forward to talking to you guys more about this.
Any other public comments?
Mr. Mayor, Alderman, I appreciate having the opportunity to speak with you this evening. My name is Tim. I'm approaching 3 years of ownership of a home near Broadway, on Broadway near Old Western. I'm here today because, and I hope you'll all feel proud about this, it may be my first old man shakes fist moment. I'm here because there's a serious problem with engine noise, and I believe it's getting worse. It isn't new that drivers are modifying their vehicles to make them louder. I don't know if there's been any change in enforcement, although I would recommend stricter enforcement of all our traffic laws, including stricter adherence by our police officers, not en route to emergency. But I do believe that the blue lights that were installed under the Western Avenue Viaduct, maybe drawing people who wish to create social media content with their cars in front of a kind of cool background. I have seen people taking photos outside their cars with the lighted viaduct behind them. Although those folks that I did see doing that were not themselves making outrageous engine noise. But on Friday night into Saturday mornings before 2 a.m., at least one car was making a tremendous amount of protracted engine noise and driving recklessly to create it. I estimated it lasted at least 5 minutes of sustained engine noise, long enough that I came out of my house to tell them they needed to go somewhere else. Turned out there was a second car, an older model that was hanging out under the viaduct. I suspect that its occupants were taking video of this other car making the obscene amount of engine noise. When they saw me come out, they pulled up to join the fellas in the main loud coupe and yelling at me. After about a minute of that, I pulled out my phone to call the police, and the two cars peeled off in separate directions. Their tire tracks are still on Broadway to commemorate the occasion. This is the most egregious example and the most recent, but it is far from the only one. I don't know what kind of policy would deter such behavior. I'm sorry I'm coming to you with a problem and not a suggested solution. If any further evidence surfaces to suggest that those blue lights are indeed drawing people who wish to engage in such bad behavior, perhaps we could turn them off after a certain time, maybe 10 p.m. Perhaps stricter enforcement is possible. I'm not sure what will do the trick, but I hope that you all will consider some options that may begin to address the problem. Thank you very much.
Any other public comment?
Hello, thank you. I'm Ricky Baldwin. I'm with Service Employees International Union, Local 73. We represent custodians and maintenance of Blue Island School District 130. The Blue Island community has a serious problem, a problem in School District 130. I know that a couple of the aldermen were present on the 7th of this month to witness the most outrageous kangaroo court-like display you're likely to see at a public body. Excuse me. Where 4 of the board members called a special meeting to remove their president and then refused to answer any questions about why. This is indicative of the kind of thing that unionized custodians and maintenance have been experiencing at the district. You probably have heard by now, there was one of our members, a union custodian, a grandmother, who was arrested, handcuffed, jailed for several hours for allegedly leaving work early. Who does that? This district, 130, sent the police to her home to do this. But this is, besides being outrageous, the misuse of funds and public resources to do this is par for the course at the school district. The school district has been contracting out quite a bit of work that could be performed by existing employees, including our members. Snow removal is one thing. Our members do a better job, recently documented, removing snow, and they often have to come in behind the contractors and clean up after them. This winter they did. HVAC is another large amount of work that is in other districts is performed by maintenance employees of the district. It could be done by maintenance employees of the district here, or at least a lot of it could be. There are a lot of other tasks that are being contracted out at the cost of millions of dollars. And now at that same board meeting on the 7th, a plan was approved to contract out a lot of cleaning work based on a manufactured crisis, a false narrative, an excuse to waste a lot of money. It's basically what's happening is the operation has been systematically understaffed and mismanaged. And they're blaming the custodians for that. This is just a tremendous waste of money. And there are members of the Blue Island community, including our members, who would like to know why. And we hope that you can help with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Shay Marshall. I'm the Division Director for Local 73. I came here a few months ago and discussed the issues going on in District 130. I'm coming here today to tell you it has gotten to the level where we don't understand why the city's not involved in this. It has gotten to the point now where your police department is being manipulated by the school district to press charges for something that's completely out of their control, a bad timekeeping system for people that leave work early after their work is done. They're being criminally prosecuted. Your community, your constituents. The tax money that goes to this district doesn't just come from the people that work in that district. It comes from you sitting here. You pay taxes into this district. They're spending $150,000 to contract out work that they caused to be bad. They eliminated an entire shift, removed people from their jobs. People are sitting here tonight that they were given no choice but to move to a different shift because they wanted to set this up to make it look bad on them. This is what we deal with. And it's making your city look god awful. It is incumbent on you as the governing body. I understand, and I've heard people say it, you guys don't want to be involved with 130. At this point, I don't know who does. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. There are people on that school board from Crestwood who constantly get up and claim the union is lying. We didn't say that. We didn't say this. And they're full of it. You want proof? Come sit and bargain with us. You're welcome to come. Come sit. Ricky will be happy to let you sit there and watch the madness that ensues in bargain. And then when they go to the school board meeting, like it never happened. They live in a fantasy world. It's like Trump is in the room with them. They just want to talk and make it up. And at the same time, they're making y'all look bad. They're using your police force to do this. They're taking your tax money to do this. There's millions of dollars unaccounted for. Millions. But at the same time, it just keeps going on. Nobody wants to deal with this. We're willing to deal with it. We're dealing with it to the very best of our abilities. And at some point down the road, it's going to get a lot worse than it is now. This has got to stop. You're the governing entity in this city. We need you to come to play and put an end to this and fight for yourselves and your residents. Please get involved in this. Don't sit on the sidelines anymore. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Alderman Mayor, for allowing us to have this opportunity to speak at your meeting. I'm also with SEIU Local 73. I'm the field agent assigned to the group. Ricky's been doing the contract and Shay's my boss. We have been working diligently to try to reach a fair and reasonable settlement with them, with the management and with the board of the school district. And we just have had many roadblocks in our way in doing that. They've understaffed repeatedly so that our members don't get the work they're supposed to be doing because they're covering 2 and 3 sections. So everybody does a quick run of things, just trying to pick up, make it better for the next day. But they don't have time because they've been so short-staffed to do it. And they're not distributing the workforce appropriately. They're not training folks properly. They're blaming our group for their failures in management. They haven't hired, they have postings up, but rather than negotiate with us as we are doing now, rather than reach that wage part so we can post an attractive salary for folks, they continue to prolong it. So our contract was up in July and we're still at this. management wants you to believe that our folks are not doing their job. So I'm gonna leave some flyers. We have a QR code that takes you to the pictures of what our folks do. And one of the things about being a custodian is moments after you clean, as soon as the school's open, right? Kids get in the building. And so that, that'll make it appear that you can pick the pictures to make things look bad. But we've got pictures of people doing good work. They want to do good work. They're just not being supported by the school board or the administration. Thank you for your time. Should I leave this with someone? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Marian Martinez. I work for District 130. Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna be working there. Today I got the news that technically I'm an FMLA because I got injured at work. But workers' comp denied it. I'm an FMLA, I'm supposed to return May 4th, but my doctor for workers' comp said I have an appointment that same day. I contact Carrie Tish to explain to her that I'm supposed to see my doctor. At first, she was okay that she will stand until I see my doctor, but then 5 to 10 minutes later, I get a call saying that I got two options. I resign or terminate. And she wants to put me at the board meeting and the agenda for April 21st. To tell you, I have FMLA until May 4th. And she wants to put me on the agenda to be terminated or resign. I cannot resign. I got injured at work. I have two of my hands that do not work 100%. One is due in surgery, still waiting for that. The second one, I do not know because I haven't got treatment. $300 are for therapy. I don't have money. I'm not getting no income. I have to figure out how to get income for my kids because I have two kids in District 130 that I have to look for too. And that's the answer that I got from Carrie Tish. I got two options and she wanted an answer today. Terminate it or resign, so she could put it on the agenda on April 21st. And if she wants to put me on the agenda for me to resign or get terminated, it should be on May 19th, when my FMLA, sure, it's done. But this is what I'm telling you, I need my job, and I got injured in that job, doing what I do to have the kids safe and have them in a environment that they could come and feel safe. And this is how I get replayed, without no money. For 3 months, I have not worked and I'm not getting no income. And now I'm finding out that I'm not gonna have a job. So I need the Blue Island City to get involved because this is what is happening to me today. And it's happening to other of my coworkers. They got terminated, they got fired. Some of them are in workers' comp, some are getting injured because they don't wanna hire custodians. They don't wanna pay us. They think we don't deserve that much money. We're not asking a lot. We're asking for something because economically it's going up. Gas is going up, bills are going up, rent is going up. Even if it's in Blue Island or any other place, everything is going up. And now I'm in the risk that I'm not gonna have a job no more. So please, I'm helping you guys to get involved because I've been off for 3 months on maternity leave, FMLA. And FMLA does not pay me to be off. So I gotta figure out my ways, how not to get more injured and make money or find a way to get money to feed my kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other comment, public comment?
Yes, I work for District 130. And I got terminated because they said I was stealing time. But I tried to explain to them the reason that I was leaving early. I was getting my work done. The reason I was leaving early, I was checking in on my mother. She's a diabetic. She just had a heart attack last Memorial Day weekend. So it seemed to me like they really don't care no more about family, what they usually preach. Oh, we're here for the families, for the children. I guess it's not important for them no more. And they used to make it a family environment. I worked for them for 18 years. And I never took off. I had perfect attendance. And I went on beyond my duty sometimes. That it wasn't called for me to be there. Out of my time, sometimes I did work that I wasn't supposed to do. And for them just to tell me, okay, you're done, you're gone. It doesn't, and then to also to look at my coworkers and said they're not doing their jobs. Maybe some are, maybe some aren't. But the ones that I worked with, we were all doing our jobs. And like my principal last year asked me, what's your code for this year? And I told her, I want to keep a clean and safe environment for the children. Because that's who pays our salaries, the children. Not the school district, children, taxpayers. And that's what's more important for us is the children in our school district. And I think I speak for all my fellow custodians. That's what we work for, to keep us clean and safe environment for the children in the school district. And I guess they don't look at it that way. So I'm just here to support my fellow custodians because I already got terminated. So I'm gonna be looking for work. So I'm just waiting. Like I said, I'm here to support them. And I think that's all I got to say right now. And the school does need a lot of work. Like they said, they contract people out to do work. And instead of hiring the people that know how to do the work, they don't look at it that way. I'm a painter by trade. That school needs a lot of painting. All the bathrooms need to be repainted. Children touch everything. If you have children, you know your children touch everything. In a house, at school, anywhere. They put their fingers in their mouth, they put their fingers on the walls, they just touch everything. You got paint peeling in a couple of the gyms in the school district. You got a lot of cracks through walls. A lot of it needs work. But they got money to spend for other things, but not for us to have proper equipment to do our proper work. So. And I can speak for myself. And I know Marian used to work there. And she's seen a lot and she knows what a lot of the custodians go through. And how they're rushing us to get the schools done by a certain time. And we do the best that we can for our abilities. But to them, they just look at it, oh, it's a job. But speaking for myself, probably speaking for my fellow custodians, we put pride in our work. And it shows when you walk through our schools. And if we didn't put no pride in it, our schools won't look like the way they look. So that's all I got to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Moving on to, we did the resolution. We need a motion to approve payroll dated March 27, 2026, the amount of $435,579.65. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman McGee on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg, Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, your honor.
Carries. So I need a motion to approve payroll dated April 10th, 2026, the amount of $436,232.84. Motion. For Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, your honor.
Carries. Need a motion to approve accounts payable dated April 15th. Amount of $652,151.23. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, your honor.
Carries. Under D, resolution for the city of Blue Island to approve utilization of MFT funds for the improvement of streets, road structures on the Illinois Highway Code. This is the closeout funding we used for previous construction. Is there a motion? Alderman Carson, Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, your honor.
Carries. Under E, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, the county of Illinois, to authorize and approve a proposal of Alliant Insurance Services for general liability insurance for the city's parking lot. This is an annual renewal. Is there a motion? Motion by Alderman McGee, is there a second? Alderman Ruthenberg on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Under F, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, Cook County, Illinois, to authorize and approve an agreement between the city of Blue Island and Metro for the operation and maintenance of the commuter parking lot within the city and other, I think this is every other year or something, agreement for us to maintain the Metro parking lots. Is there a motion? Alderman Carr, is there a second? Alderman Johnson on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, your honor.
Carries. Under G, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, County, Illinois, to authorize and approve proposal Buckeye Power Sale regarding the maintenance, the yearly maintenance of the city's backup power generators. Is there a motion? Alderman Johnson, is there a second? Alderman McGee on the question. Alderman McGee. It's 4 or 5.
Six.
Six? Yeah. How many backup generators?
Five.
6.
Between 5 and 6. We have a couple other generators for the pump stations too, and that's for coming, so a different contract.
Any questions? Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Under H, a resolution for the city of Blue Island, the county of Illinois, to authorize and approve an execution of a grant agreement by and between the city and Elevate Energy to relation to the Cook County Water Affordability Program. This was discussed from Cal about some outstanding water bills that would be taken care of if they qualify for the grant. Is there a motion? Alderman McGee, second Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya.
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee.
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Under Mayor's report, I just wanted to highlight over the last, it's been almost a month the way the calendar fell since our last meeting, but we've opened up several businesses and some have been vacant for decades. The Churro Factory on Western Avenue, I mean, that's a decade. I don't think it's ever been in my entire life, rented out. Sid's Pizzeria on Old Western Avenue and the old Jevons Hardware opened up last weekend, unofficial soft opening, doesn't have a grand opening soon. Elevare Professional Business Solutions LLC at 2355 Vermont Street. I think they just opened up also. Have a Fit Girl Fitness on Prairie. We did have a ribbon cutting there. That's a women's fitness center located by the Ranchito. A Delight Grill and Quesaberia House on Western, also another spot that's been vacant for over 10 years that now has a restaurant in it. The Old Island Bars. On May 31st, the Historical Society is proposing to do a tour of Sanders School in cooperation with the Police Department of Public Works. That's still being planned, working with them to project the George Mayer Society, I believe. They talked about doing this several years ago, but now they're planning to go in there and take it to good look. Those you don't know, the building was designed by a national famous architect. There's a whole society in North Chicago dedicated to the works by him. And I guess it's the last remaining school building designed in the country still standing. So they want to come in and take a bunch of pictures. In the third ward. Yeah. And then, as the council knows about the issue we had at one of our taverns, it was a first offense for that tavern. They're still under the Emergency Act. Hopefully we work out a safety agreement to reopen soon. That's my mayor's report. City clerk?
I have a lot of good news. Arbor Day is coming, April 28th at 9 AM. Is sign up. You can sign up online. July 4th, we have 14 bands have confirmed already. We have five vendors for the park district, and we're looking for more. Jay Gepner and Tony Sori are already booked, so we're excited about the lineup for the 4th of July. Hometown Heroes, we hit our goal. We have 100 Hometown Hero banners that'll be going up Memorial Day. And the best is Community Cleanup. It's April 25th. When we started this 5 years ago, we had 80 people signed up for Community Cleanup. Jim Polstrom was a big supporter. As of today, we had 385 people signed up for Community Cleanup. So that is great. We're looking forward to that. So yeah, and we have like almost 30 vendors that are supporting us. So we're very excited. So that's all I have.
Thank you. City clerk?
I need a motion for the March 2026 treasurer's report, please.
Motion. Alderman Rutherford, second. Alderman Carr on the question. Clerk, please do the roll call.
Alderman Johnson,
Aye.
Alderman Montoya,
Aye.
Alderman Ruthenberg,
Aye.
Alderman McGee,
Aye.
Alderman Carr.
Aye.
5 ayes, Your Honor.
Motion carries. City treasurer, House. Okay. City attorney, I know we do have an executive.
Right.
Okay. City administration.
Okay, one thing, just housekeeping piece here. We're having some network issues before came to the meeting tonight. So it looks like based on my phone, looks like our email is back up. So I will send the packet for the Thursday committee of the whole meeting before I leave here tonight. It is a longer agenda than we are used to here. I think we got all the way to the letter B in this one. So we do have a lot of stuff to talk about on Thursday. So please let us know if you don't plan on making it. We make sure we have a quorum for that. You have a packet this evening. If you haven't already done your statement of economic interest, please do so. I think most people here have. And then I just wanted to provide, Mayor and I were talking this past week. I wanted to provide a brief update and give a little thoughts about next steps moving forward, specifically regarding the hospital. So over the past few weeks, there's been some noticeable changes in the management of the ownership and development of the hospital. So I believe everyone here remembers Mr. Charles Everhart and Ann McNulty and Nick Standerford. So all three of those individuals are no longer involved in the development of this hospital. So long story short, the financial backing for this development, this group called the Builders Group, I believe they're based out of New York. They're the ones who actually loaned Mr. Everhart the money. They called in their note to the tune of $44 million. Right around that same time frame, some of you may have seen an article in a real estate magazine, which was Mr. Everhart promoting the hospital's potential future use as a data center. So that prompted a lot of phone calls from the city back to the group saying, what is this? We've never heard of it before. So then I got a call from a completely different individual, his name is Raleigh Dawson, very eager to meet everybody in this council. To cut to the chase, he is the person that this builders group has brought in to manage this project, and they still want to try to develop the hospital. So Mr. Everhart, Mr. McNulty, they're out of the picture. BS USA, all of that, they will not be part of this moving forward. We won't be hearing any more about those types of discussions. What this group has put forward so far is there was some accuracy in that real estate magazine article. They are looking to, the two words you're going to see popping up a lot in news these days. They are looking right now to make a proposal to their financial backers. The proposal would involve demolishing the hospital and taking the property that they have there and developing essentially a park for data centers. So that leaves about 1 million questions between here and there. They're gonna make the proposal, they're gonna put it in front of this council at some point, and so rather than just us doing that on the fly, our thought process here right now, that's what the mayor and I have been talking about this, is to, we wanna have a very transparent process, whether that's a special meeting, whether we just devote a committee of the whole to it, whatever it be, but to where we really do kind of advertise it to the public and encourage them to come, and we want to splay this out. We don't want anything being felt like it's a moving or advancing behind closed doors. What we have here is a private piece of property. We don't own it. We have an obligation to, well, the phrase I always use, call balls and strikes when it comes to developers coming saying we want to develop this, right? But I think everyone here, myself included, would have a great deal of questions and concerns. I mean, just a simple Google search will tell you everything going on with the debate in multiple communities around this country in regards to this very rapidly expanding industry that carries with it a lot of financial pros and a lot of other cons. All right, so we would like some feedback from the council on how you kind of want to adjudicate this moving forward. I would also say it's starting here with the hospital. We're already getting similar questions around Libby. Every city, especially every city like ours that is, in a major industrial area like Cook County, we're gonna get these questions. And so if we're gonna formulate an answer, whether that answer is yes, maybe, hard no, whatever it is, I think we think it deserves more than just an agenda, a line item on an agenda, right? This would be a pretty big deal in the community, and so we want as much feedback as possible from you as the council, from stakeholders in the community, from business and community. So we're going to be trying to wrap in Chamber of Commerce members, other members in the community that have technical expertise in these fields. This is highly technical stuff. The engineers they brought in were talking over my head about the first 30 seconds. So, and then we got to discuss, is this something that this body is willing to consider? What conditions would come with that, and have a forum to this company, this group. I will say, I got a much better sense of professionalism out of them than I ever got out of Mr. Eberhardt's group or out of VSUSA. They are very serious. They have built data centers in Texas and other states before. They came with an army of engineers. Now they're going to tell you, and they're going to present a case that all of the problems you're hearing about data centers, environmental, quality of life around them, all noise, pollution, all these things, that they're 2 steps ahead of it. And that their science and their technology that they're using is much better than this old technology that's causing all these problems. This is the story they're gonna tell you, right? We're gonna have to decide, do we believe it? How do we verify it? And is it something our community is willing to accept and welcome? And I think right now, as we sit here, there's a lot more questions than answers on that. So that's my update about where we're at the hospital. I'm happy to try to fill in any other blanks based on the 1 or 2 meetings we've had with this Mr. Dawson and his. I've had 1 meeting with him individually and 1 with his team, where Mark and I met with. So we're at the very early stages of this, but because, like I said, this is a big deal, it's a heavy lift, we want the council involved at the very early stages of this. We don't want to present an idea.
So they would definitely need to do a special use permit, then also zoning. I mean, it's completely zoned for something different.
PCBA would have to be part of the process, yes,
Okay,
and they'd have to,
so they have to start there as well. I mean, I would think.
definitely, that's.
I just want to make sure I got it.
As Mr. Rogan was saying, normally this would go straight to PZBA. I wouldn't want to send it there and waste their time if this community and all of them are not going to be in favor of it.
If at the end of the day, what we don't want to do is spend legal money, engineering money, anything really, if at the end of the day, it's going to be, this is not feasible for the community. This is new. We've never, 5, 7 years ago, there were no data centers that we're talking about, right? So this is still, and there are, like I said, there's a lot of financial pros here. So I think it's probably the responsibility to do is to consider it like you would any other proposal that comes before you. But like I said, I've been neck deep in research on this stuff over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of questions. That's all I have for tonight.
Any questions?
Yeah, we consider a special meeting for that.
I'm thinking special cow just for that. That's what my feeling, and we advertise it, we share it on Facebook.
And I think we would invite this group, this team, whatever call it, to say, my guess would be if their eyes wide open, they should be prepared to have heavy resistance. Because I don't know anywhere right now where you roll up and say, we're building a data center here and not have a lot of questions from the surrounding community.
Alderman Ruthenberg, a question?
No, I mean, I don't really have anything else to add, but I would say there's probably a lot more questions than answered at this point, and to your, like, city administrator did say, you know, the next step would be to have that meeting with the public and here instead of any other meetings, you know what I mean? Like, I know you guys said you had a couple meetings with these guys, maybe one or two. Definitely think that's the next, you know, step is to get it here.
What I don't want is any belief by anyone in the community that we're moving this thing along.
Correct.
Or that there's just no one has made up their mind about this, right? And so there is no, I have, if you're asking me right now, I'd say we don't have enough information, right? So, yes, what I want more for this council more than anything is that the public and the constituents that you represent understand that we are eyes wide open, doing this deliberately, slower than this developing company would like, quite frankly, but this isn't something that's just gonna get stamped along. This would have to be a healthy community debate before anything like this can happen.
I mean, look how many meetings we had for the last, business venture for the senior center, senior housing. I mean,
That was a lot friendlier of a concept. Any other questions regarding, the administrator's comments? Okay, anything else, Tom?
That's it.
All right, we do have an executive. Aldermanic, comments, questions, concerns, reports? Alderman Johnson?
Yes, I wanna, actually thank Public Works for coming out and fixing those large potholes off 139th and off the bridge. Also wanna, thank the Blue Island Fire Department. We had a fire of, Mr. and Mrs. Higgins' home, across the street from the, John D. Reader Rec Center. They came out very promptly. They had board up people with them. They came and boarded the house up. Like I said, I wanted to take my hat off how professional they were in caring for that family. I also want to thank Ashley Smith, who's a neighbor, who, the Higgins wasn't home when the house caught fire. And, she contacted them, let them know, and they gave her the code to get in the garage to save their pet that was in the basement trapped. And I just want to take my hat off to the neighborhood watch group that they're a part of, and just everybody's just becoming a family and helping out.
Now, if I could add, the building department helped him also. When
And
Mr. Higgins came in, he was very upset.
I was going to mention that, right?
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I didn't want you to forget them.
I would like to thank the building department and the city clerk.
That's the most.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other alderman? Not,
yes, I'm sorry, probably should have said this under treasurer's comments, but, I see a couple of, Eisenhower kids out there. And I just wanted to welcome you, and we are going into welcome. And, we're gonna be going into executive session, so I know you guys need to get your agenda signed or a picture or something, if you wanna do that now, so you don't have to stick around. Cause I know you'll be at school bright and early, right?
And then sign up for community cleanup also.
Oh.
before you guys come up, I do have to read something really quick. We received a letter today from former police chief, Phil Contreras, thanking our police department and paramedics in regards to an emergency that was involving his family. He said the family would like to express a sincere thank you for their actions and professionalism. Being a retired police chief and past resident of Blue Island, I was equally proud of the actions of these individuals. He named specifically Police Chief Jason Slattery and Sergeant Strezzo. They assisted our family in a timely manner. Their cooperation made this difficult time for my family and I so much easier. I'll be forever thankful to all the public safety first responders for the dedication of duty. The residents of Blue Island should be proud of these civil servants, their service to the residents of the city. Phil Contreras, retired Blue Island Police Chief. So just received that hours before the meeting. Just want to put that on the record. Now, Eisenhower students, yeah, I want you waiting for executive session to be over.
Things that, you know.
All right. Go on back. Eisenhower stuff while we're still. Mark? Yes. Of course, there you go. Oh. Horizontal or vertical?
It doesn't matter.
I need a motion to go into executive session. What about Vicky, second Alderman Montoya, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Yeah, I'll be over there. That's when I saw it, that's why you told me, you gave me that stuff. Yeah, so,
Thanks for coming. I thought you weren't gonna make it today.
Oh, I was talking to a friend, so I had to finish speaking with her and then rush here. And there's no parking. There's no space across.
Just park right next to the squad car, you know you can.
Thought about that.
Thank you, must be 2 weeks. Yeah, stop this. Hey, do I stop this?
I like the school guy, that's why I was able to get some contracts inside.
No, I stopped this, right?
Yeah, you give me a heads up.
So you'll have my number?
I saw him.
Are we on?
No, positive, that's not that, it's cut off.
Everybody wrong. Just as a pause. I like it.
Alderman Johnson, seconded by. Alderman Carr, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we discussed imminent prodigal, imminent probable litigation. Is there a motion to adjourn? Alderman Johnson, seconded by. Alderman Ruthenberg. All right.